you guys, if it's the last time you're going to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji, what would you do on glasses?
I'll probably say the same.
Yeah,
I want to look at them for as long as I can.
There you go, right? So Bhai Taram Singh Ji tried to grab Guru Gobind Singh's feet. Recording. Okay. We're going to keep this in the video. Yeah. So welcome to our first vlog on BoS TV. And before we even started, Gurdwara Singh spilled his drink.
No. Cut this out.
As well. Right? So the reason for starting this new series, you could say, or vlog style, is just to give more of an informal approach. As you see with the BoS TV channel already, we have podcasts on there and reaction videos which are very informal. But what's nice about this is that we take you on the road, so we're not sitting in a studio. We're actually in India right now, right? So we've been to India quite a lot of times. So have you guys, right? So you've met us two. We've got Gurdwara Singh behind the camera, and we've got Gobind Singh, who you've seen on the podcast with Gobind Singh that came on our channel probably a few weeks ago, a few months ago, depending on when this vlog comes out. And then we've got Gobind Singh's brother, Gobind Singh as well. So if you watch that podcast,
He's a famous star.
yeah. So he's probably gonna hate this after. So why'd you say that for? But it's people gotta get to know the team or the crew of the Sangat Sahib. So 5 of us coming out here to Punjab, to India. Right now we're in Nanded, right, which is pretty much at the south of India, right?
Yeah.
Northeast, southwest of India, right? So this isn't gonna be. It's gonna be educational because we're in India, right? We're gonna go to a lot of Guru Asthans, which are basically the places where Gurus went to, or maybe the Gursikhs, so the Sikhs of the Guru. But it's also gonna be quite relaxed and informal and showing you guys what we get up to basically. And because I think a lot of times people think that we're very serious, which we have to be as well because of the seva that we're doing, but also we can be very relaxed, and when you go on these kind of trips you can have a lot of fun as well, right? Of course we want to say a lot of Vahegurus and stuff like that, right? But at the same time it doesn't mean you can't have fun. You can't get we have Guru Ka Langar where we can go and try different kinds of foods as well, especially here. Like one thing that's really cool is that coconuts and the coconut water, right? And of course right now we've got Sprite. This is like my favorite drink to have, or Limca, right? All those people that have been to India representing Limca as well, right? Because it keeps you hydrated. But what's happening today is that we're actually going on the Yatra, right? The Yatra very simply is we're going on you could say like just travels, right? So we're traveling around Nanded. This is the Asthaan. This is where Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji came, our 10th Guru, near the later years of their life. They left their body here in Nanded as well, and it's very, very powerful, very, very special, this place as well. And you'll see in today's vlog, if we split up into parts, we don't even know how long this vlog is going to be. You're going to see a lot of the places that the Gurus visited, not just Guru Nanak Dev, not just Guru Gobind Singh, but also Guru Nanded Ji actually came to this area as well, and they will share a lot of personal stories and a lot of personal experiences of being here as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Anything you want to say, Gobind Singh?
Oh, look at the view. Check that view. Maltekri side, right?
Kanji, this is the first Asthaan that we come to so far, first place.
And it's interesting, they said here is where Guru Sahib paid the soldiers, right? The Sikh soldiers.
Kanji. So what's really cool, what's cool about all the Guru Cars that we go to here in India is that there's people here that tell you the history.
ਇਸ ਸਥਾਨ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਮਾਲਟੇਕੜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ.
You have the boards as well, and most of the boards are available in English and in Punjabi. But the issue is that they don't provide a lot of information, right? So if you're lucky in most of the Guru Cars here, they actually have somebody who tells you the history. And the name of this Gurdwara is Maltekri. Mal means khajana, treasure. And Tekri he means like a high piece of land. Right, so this place from Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's time, even Guru Nanded Ji Maharaj Ji came here as well, and there's other asthans that we go to for Guru Nanded Ji, but they mention how there was a treasure here. Right, so when the Singhs came with Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji from Punjab, they came here to Dakhan, which is basically the south of India, and Guru Sahib Ji actually gave them a tankar. Tankar means a salary, right? And they literally, you know, like I have a dal.
Yeah.
Dal is a shield, right? They'd fill up that shield with just a lot of wealth and give it out to the Singhs.
That's interesting because a lot of people would say, oh, why Sikhs doing stuff for money? But obviously Sikhs have to earn a living, and the soldiers that fight for Guru Sahib would have got paid as well.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting to read the history as well of like Guru Tahas and stuff, the Guru's history. A lot of soldiers, like, you know, the Mughal leaders, right? They were invincible, right? Nobody was seen to have ever beaten the Mughals until Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, our sixth Guru, actually defeated them 4 times, right? So even in Guru Gobind Singh's time as well. So then people are realizing that actually we can join this army, but we're going to be taken care of in this army as well, and we're going to be paid. So Guru said he took care of all their sevadars, right? All their servants and all those warriors as well, and they paid them basically as well. And then also, just the final thing, they said that that treasure, that khajana, is still here today as well. And in the future, if you read the board, it says that in the future there's a saying, which a lot of Gursikhs believe, is that when the Khalsa Panth grows to a huge number, then they're going to need a lot of khajana, right? A lot of wealth.
Yeah.
And they'll come here and they'll get that khajana. It'll become paragat. Right? It will manifest at that time, all that wealth. And then they'll be longer going for so long as well, right? And what's really interesting is that there's another Asthaan here as well, just over here, which is of a Gursikh. I can't remember the name. If we go towards it, then we'll find out. I think it's Baba Beed Singh Ji is their name, right? So what's really cool is that when you go to a lot of Asthans in India, they don't just have Asthans and memories of the Guru, but also the Guru Sikhs as well. Those that served Guru Sahib Ji. And one person is Baba Beed Singh Ji, and he actually did seva here for over 20 years.
So just to elaborate on that Gurdwara Sahib, there was also a bachan about the future, right? Guru Sahib gave a prophecy.
Anji, so like we said, there was a khajana, there was a treasure there at that time. But Guru Sahib said that in the future, when the Khalsa Panth goes to a really huge number, which is like 96 million.
960 million.
Yeah, 960 million, that's right. They say that khajana, that treasure will become bodyguard again, it will manifest again.
Yeah.
And that will be used by the Khalsa Panth, right? And that will be used, one of the main things they said was there'll be a lot of Guru Ka Langar,
Yeah.
right? A lot of Langar that'll be given out at that time as well. So yeah, that was what they were talking about.
And I remember I came here a few years ago, and the Gandhi just told me that people have actually tried to dig and look for that treasure. And whenever they've tried to dig, like they've used diggers, they've used all these tools, something's always gone wrong. So like either the digger's broken down or something's basically stopped them from finding it.
Yeah. So again, that's just, I guess what's really nice about Hazur Sahib is that there's a lot of sharadah here, there's a lot of faith, right, which you don't really find in a lot of places, and even in general in today's world, right? People don't really believe these kind of stories and stuff, right? But I think even Rovir Singh, Singh at the front, if you put the cam on him as well,
You want to give a
like I know you talk a lot, Rovir Singh, about how, you know, when people say to you like, oh, I had this amazing experience,
Yeah.
and like wow, and then you're like, I don't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Like remember your Amritsar story when you go that someone
You're
said to you,
baiting me out, man.
yeah, what would you say in that about like how they, you know, I think it was your brother said that I had this amazing experience and you just like felt the same.
Yeah, he was like, oh, when I asked him about his Amritsar, he said, yeah, but I can't even explain it to you, man. It's just, this is next level. So then when I was blessed with Amrit and I went to Masanjar, after he's like, oh, bro, how did you get that last year? Did you feel it? Like, it's just amazing, innit? And I was like, yeah, it was alright. It was good. So when people were talking about Hazur Sahib as well,
Yeah.
and they were saying, yeah, Hazur Sahib's unreal. So I knew it'd be amazing if that many people are saying it's got to be blessed, huh? But then I had that sort of, am I going to be one of those who's going to come back and think, oh, it was just alright? But I've been here and it has been amazing, isn't it? I can't even. I've sounded like Bhavna, but yeah, I can't actually even explain it. You can't put it in words. It is just next level.
And that's the point I'm just trying to make here quickly, is that, you know, they dug for so long but they couldn't find it. It's only when the Guru's Bachan happens, right, what they said, Pavikat Bachan, which is like a, what do you call it?
Future prophecy.
A future prophecy, that when the Khalsa Panth grows, then that treasure will manifest, and then the Khalsa Panth will use it.
But then I guess it's on us now for the Khalsa to step up and grow, right? To get to that 96 million.
Well,
960 million.
You say that, but like there's many ways of looking at it. I understand there's like this vichar in Gurbani, which means that everything's in your hands, right? And you got to do something about it, which I definitely don't disagree with because Gurbani is saying it. But at the same time, I think, you know, all you have to know, and again it goes back to the same point about faith, is that Guru Gobind Singh said Raj Karega Khalsa, right? So the Khalsa is going to rule. And I think obviously you mentioned it in your podcast that we released recently as well. I think it was it you who said it about that the Khalsa is going to rule anyway, so it's up to you. You can either be a part of it or you just, do you get what I mean? The Raj is going to happen, so you can be a part of that Raj.
Yeah.
Or you can just carry on living a normal life. You can be a part of something amazing, or you can just carry on living your life, right? So it's gonna happen, right? So obviously we have responsibility, and I agree with that.
Individual responsibility.
Responsibility, but whether we do something or not, it's gonna happen. So that's another way of looking at it as well, that actually it's gonna happen. So do you want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
Be a part of something amazing, or not, and just basically waste his life.
Yeah.
I would say.
ਅਰਦਾਸ ਮਾਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਜੂਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਮੀਤ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਸੰਤ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੋਤਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਰੱਖੀ ਸੀ 2010 ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਇਸ ਸਕੂਲ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਮੰਤਵ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਸਕੂਲ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗਰੀਬ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਈਏ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੀਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੰਥਿਆ ਰੱਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਾ ਨਰਸਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਸੰਥਿਆ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ 9ਵੀਂ ਤੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਾਠ ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲ CBSE ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਮੀਡੀਅਮ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਟੇਟ ਐਫੀਲੀਏਟਡ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਅਪ ਟੂ 8 ਤੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ CBSE ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਉਸਾਰੀ ਕਰਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਉਸਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਰਨ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸੰਥਿਆ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਲਾਸ ਵਾਈਜ਼ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲਾਣੀ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਆਪ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਸਹਿਜ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਸਿਖਲਾਈ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਉਸਾਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕਰਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਪੋਰਚ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਸਾਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ 25 ਬਾਈ 37 ਦਾ ਏਰੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਪੋਰਚ ਔਰ ਇਲਾਕਾ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੈਠਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਨੇ sit down please. Thank you sir.
So where are we going now, Sandeep Singh?
So now we're off to Heera Ghaat. And does anyone know the history of Heera Ghaat?
Is that where Bahadur Shah gave the jewels, right?
Yeah, or a jewel. Right, so Heera basically means like a gem or jewel, right? So what happened there was Bahadur Shah is actually from like the Mughal lineage, right? So the first Mughal we all heard of is Babur, right?
Yeah.
So you got Babur and Guru Nanded. Then after you have Guru Angad Dev Ji and Humayun, right? So it's like, it's crazy if you didn't know this. Like when it comes to like we have the Guru's lineage, then we also have the lineage of the Mughals, which kind of coincides with it, right?
And the Mughals, they actually originated from Genghis Khan. Did you know that?
No.
From the Mongols.
Didn't you mention this in one of the videos?
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I think it's a reaction video. I think we did.
Yeah.
I think you've mentioned that one actually, and stuff like that. But anyway, you got Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Babur, Humayun, Guru Angad Dev Ji, then Guru Amar Das Ji, Akbar. Then you have Guru Ram Das Ji and Jahangir, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Jahangir, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, also Jahangir as well. But then Jahangir passed away and his son Shah Jahan took over. then Shah Jahan for the next three Gurus, Guru Heera Ghaat Sahib ji, then during Guru Harkishan Sahib's time, there is Aurangzeb, and Guru Tegh Bahadur's Aurangzeb, Guru Gobind Singh's Aurangzeb, then Aurangzeb died, right? Zafarnama, the whole story, don't want to go into that at the moment, it's a long story itself. And then Bahadur Shah took over. Right, so Bahadur Shah was alright, you know, because we mentioned it in the reaction video as well. He came to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and said that who's better, the Hindus or the Muslims, right? Or so, you know, they said who's better, you know, who's better, like, us or you? As in, are the Sikhs better or you better? They said that to you, your faith is beautiful, to us, ours is beautiful, right? But Bahadur Shah still had this like hankar, this subtle ego, pride, where he offered this jewel, this Heera, to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And at that moment, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji took the Heera and they chucked it in the river, Godavari, right? And when they chucked it in Godavari, then Bahadur Shah got quite dukhi, got quite upset, right? And he was like, you know,
Because that was like priceless basically.
yeah, and the Guru just basically dumped it in the river, right? Done no qadr, no respect for that, has no respect or shown that respect. And then Guru Sahib Ji knew this, and then they said to Bahadur Shah, go into the river and take it back out. So Bahadur Shah took both his hands and he put it in the river, and when he took the jewel out, he actually had many jewels in his hands. I think they say two, right, is what we heard at the Gurdwara side. And he realized that actually the Guru's khajana, the Guru's treasure box is filled with so many jewels, right? So at that moment he actually broke Bahadur's ego, his pride, right, at that moment, right? Because he's a king, right? He's the Mughal emperor,
Yeah.
and he's offering a jewel to the Guru, thinking it's going to please the Guru, or showing how superior that he is. But actually, the Guru can make a whole river of jewels up here, right? So that was the history of Heera Ghaat, and it's so beautiful when we went there. And that picture on the wall, that picture is very nice, and then you could see actually the red diamond, and you could, well, or wherever it was, basically the jewel, and then you could see the actual river behind it, right?
Where it actually happened.
And you didn't record it, did you, on Gurdwara when we tried to go down there? Did you?
No,
No, we
tried to go
didn't.
down.
Yeah.
And what if there was a locks on
There was
it?
lock on the
Yeah.
There's two padlocks, right? And the thing is that where we're staying in Hazur Sahib, we actually have the same padlocks. So I tried to use my keys to unlock it, right? And then you went and asked the Sevadar, didn't it, if we could go down there.
Got a bit of a lame excuse.
What did he say?
He was telling me that it's flooded, but obviously we
What
could
did he
see.
say? Say that again?
He said it's flooded, but obviously we could see it was not flooded.
Yeah, because the water was like really low.
Yeah.
And it's a hot day, and I don't think that unless a tsunami comes in the next minute, I think we'd be fine, right?
Yeah.
So even like us countries as Asthaan in India, we face small obstacles, right? But that was quite interesting to see, right?
That was the Sikh truck you get behind us, and then you got the back. Right. And then now you zoom into us, but now you go to the down.
Paramveer, how are you finding it so far?
Both get both color.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you.
Sukhdeep Singh, what about you?
I'm enjoying the massage right now. He's actually really good at doing it.
On Car Singh, what are we getting now?
We're getting some coconut water.
And pineapple.
That's official.
How's it?
Really nice.
How is it?
Better than Punjab ones.
Yeah. Raw racing. Refreshing.
Worth the trip, Matthew.
Yeah.
Because most pineapples, they don't have enough juice in it as well. I found in the past. This one's like right to the top. Filled up.
Bro, it's a coconut.
I was meant to say coconut.
So this is the first time you come here?
It is the first time, yeah.
What do you think of this Asthaan so far?
Really nice, really nice.
Did you feel the energy when you went down there as well, going down the stairs?
Very peaceful.
Yeah, I was a bit afraid to walk in because it felt like there was a lot of energy when I was opening the door. But yeah, it was very nice going down there as well.
What's the ideas behind that specific room?
I think that's Mataji's Pora Sahib. So Pora Sahib is like what do you call it, Pora in English? Like a cave. So that's where Mataji many years ago they did their tapasya, they did their meditation that you could say. So Mata Sahib Devaji, or as others will call them Mata Sahib Kaurji, is known as the mother of the Khasa Panth. You know, somebody takes Amrit. They say that their spiritual father is now Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and their spiritual mother is Mata Sahib Deva Ji. Yeah, so Mataji used to serve Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So what's really cool about this Asthaan, and upstairs when the Gursikh was talking in the Gurdwara side, they're talking about how Mataji would do Langar Di Seva, and that she would serve Guru Gobind Singh Ji every single day. So when I used to research into Mataji Jivani, it's amazing because Mata Sahib Deva Ji never used to eat until she had darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So, for example, when you do your Nityanim, when you do your part in your morning, I hope you do this, so you put in the spot. But like, you do your part, then eat your food. Yeah. So until you finish your part, you cannot put nothing in your mouth, right? But that's what a lot of Sikhs do, innit? That's the general you can say Maryada discipline. Until you have your spiritual food, you cannot have your worldly food, right? But Mataji would take a step further, where Mataji would not eat anything until she saw Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And she'd also make Guru Gobind Singh Ji's food. So there's some days, it comes in Surya Prakash as well, that actually talks about where Mataji every single day she'd have darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, she would see the Guru, then she would eat, right? But there'll be some days when she didn't see the Guru Gobind Singh Ji, which meant that Mataji wouldn't eat nothing, right? But Mataji would still do Langar Di Seva. So like it's really hot right now, and we had some we had pineapples and we had coconut, right?
Water,
Right? We've had Langar, we've had everything, right? But like, this is hot. Imagine doing Langar Di Seva. Langar Di Seva is hard, right? You know, in today's world, Langar Di Seva is always hard, but in today's world it's a bit easier. You get me? Like, especially in the UK, we have a lot of systems in place, machinery. But if you come to Langar Di Seva in India, it's much harder to do. Right? You know, you got to pick up the bartan, you got to pick up the pande, yeah? The heavy dishes, and you got to serve Langar with the heavy pots and pans, yeah? I felt I had a workout. My biceps got sore, bro, from doing Langar Di Seva, right?
We've seen the games.
Yeah.
Highly recommend, don't go for gym memberships to start doing seva.
Yeah, so literally it's very physical on the body. So imagine doing that you're not eating all day. It's really, and Hazur Sahib, Nanded, where we are right now, it's hot. Like Punjab's alright at this time of the year.
Yeah, it's not as hot as it's nowhere near as hot as
No, it's like it gets a bit hot in the afternoon. If you're indoors, it's okay, right? You got a fan on, you're chilling. But here it's hot, right? So imagine in the hot months of Jade, you know, which is like June time, May, June time, July onwards, here in Hazur Sahib, it's really hot. Mataji is doing seva, but she's not seeing Guru Gobind Singh, so Mataji's not eating nothing. Right? So, you know, I think it's very inspiring,
for sure.
you know, for us to actually, you know what, and that will force you to go Gurdwara Sahib every single day. That's something that like I do a lot of prachar on in like UK as well, like especially people that like us that live in like West London, you know, Southall area. we have bare Gurdwara Sahibs, right? Like, I'm sure people that watch these videos, if you're from India, we met a lot of people here that watch the videos from India as well. It's quite
nice,
crazy.
very nice.
But you know, UK, Canada, wherever you're from, I'm sure there's a Gurdwara very close to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe to force yourself to see the Guru every single day, don't have any food. Don't put any food in your stomach until you've seen the Guru, basically. And just one story that goes with that, that's really cool. Baba Kulwant Singh Ji from Takht Sahib, right? Sachkhand, Hazur Sahib. They talk about this amazing story of when they were first a Granthi Singh, if I remember correctly, right? They used to do seva in Takht Sahib. Now they're a Jathedar, like the main sevadar, right? You could say. Pujari Singh is another name as well. And what happened was that when they were first doing seva when they're younger, a Gursikh had come and travelled here. So we came by plane, right? And we've only started the vlogs now, but we had a complete nightmare getting here, right? So look, I was already in Punjab with Ganavi, right? We were in Punjab for about, how many days?
Since the 22nd.
22nd, when did you lot fly?
The 5th.
5th. So we've been here
2 weeks.
we've been here for 2 weeks,
Yeah,
innit?
you know, loving it.
Yeah, we came. So then we caught a plane from Amritsar airport to Mumbai, and then from Mumbai we're getting a flight to Nanded, right? Which is about it was a 6-hour journey, right? But you guys were in the UK, right? You and Onkar Singh. Onkar Singh's up there, top of the stairs. The really fancy looking guy with the glasses on.
Yeah.
Right? A lovely guy. We'll introduce him soon. He doesn't want to be on camera. He goes, what did he say? I'm not gonna say Jack.
That was Bubba, man.
Was that Pavan who said that?
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
Tika.
think
I'm
we
not
shared
gonna
the
say.
same sentence.
So you lot came from the UK, right? Innit?
Yeah, UK to Abu Dhabi to Delhi. Stayed a couple hours in a hotel in Delhi, courtesy of Bhaag God Singh.
Yeah.
And then we only a couple hours Cape, went straight back to Delhi airport.
Yeah.
Then we've gone Delhi to
Mumbai. And that's where we met, innit?
Yeah, we met. I mean, that was fun. You
Yeah,
know,
so there's
got
me,
a Titya.
Karveer and Pamvi, so there's 3 of us sings, and you and Onkar Singh just flown in.
We met you at the transfers pot.
Transfers part, innit?
Yeah.
Literally, we both landed at the same time, innit?
And then what happened?
Then there's 5 of us now, yeah? 5
One
sings.
thing.
One
Everything
sing.
should go well from there.
Everything should go well, innit? And so what happened then?
Well, first we realized we were at the wrong terminal. Went to transfers and like, oh, you got to go Terminal 1.
So we had to get a taxi.
Temple story.
He's right. It's not. What is it? It's called a rickshaw, isn't it?
They call it auto.
Auto.
But it's your temple, isn't it?
And this ain't even the worst.
Travel tips.
This
yeah.
ain't even the worst part of the story, right?
Yeah, this is
But
bad.
for me, this is the worst part. So when you hear it, you're gonna think you're really weird, Sukhdeep Singh, right? So we realized we're in the wrong terminal. It's 4:30, and our flight is what time was it?
It was about
4.
4.
It's 4ish.
Yeah.
4 p.m. and our flight's at 5:30,
Yeah,
and
we
we're
had
in the
about an
wrong
hour, yeah.
terminal,
Yeah.
right? So what we did was that we all jumped in autos, rickshaws, whatever you're gonna call it, right? And we all split up, right?
On God ran for the first time in his life because we were getting late for the flight. So he got a taxi, we got a taxi, but you guys went to a temple.
Yeah, okay. Then. So we got autos, and you got a taxi, and we all got to next airport, Terminal 1. Took about 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
How much did your taxi cost you? And he went in the
and
car.
we went in a proper car, AC. It's
Yeah.
about 200 rupees.
200 rupees, about £2, yeah?
Still a bit expensive.
You went in the auto, the same thing that I went in, right?
Yeah.
How much did you get charged?
70 rupees.
70 rupees.
Yeah.
You know how much I got charged, yeah?
How much?
400 rupees.
Not Uber surcharge. He just turned the meter off, innit?
I didn't
He saw
realize.
passing Deep Singh swagger that munda baro aaya.
Yeah, because I voice know someone and I started speaking English, innit? Right? And then I can remember now, yeah, as soon as I started speaking English, tick, the thingy turned off,
Meter.
right? The meter turned off. I got to the airport, I'm in a rush, innit? I'm like trying to get, because you lot all there, I'm thinking you're gonna skank me, you're gonna leave me and go and get on the plane. And I'm like, how much? He goes, 400. I was like, 400? 400? I was like, you taking the mick? But I was so desperate, came inside, asked these guys how much they got charged. And got charged. I got bumped, £3.50, which is not a lot.
Because in our mind we think, 400 rupees, it's only 4 quid, so you think
Yeah.
it's alright. But then
Exactly,
in India
and I
terms-
thought that because if you want to get to Amritsar airport from Darbar Sahib, the Golden Temple Harmandir Sahib, it costs about 500. How much did it cost you rupees?
Cost
Because prices keep going up. This is 2 years ago. I paid 550 2 years ago, I
cost
think.
800.
800 rupees.
Yeah.
It's expensive, man.
But they picked us from the Galia.
Yeah, still though. They picked me from the gully as well, from the alleyways.
You got ripped as well.
Yeah, he got ripped as
But,
well.
Jolo, but this isn't even touching this is not the tip of the iceberg.
This is
Our flight got
minor.
cancelled.
Yeah, our flight
We're
got
in
cancelled.
Mumbai
Yeah.
arguing with Bachara Ahmed and Prayag or Bhaag from True
So
Jet Airlines.
after 4 flights you took.
Yeah, 4 flights. Yeah, that's what. To be honest, I was ready to pack it, and I said to. Oh God, no, it was actually you planted the seed a little bit.
What, to go to Punjab?
You were like, look, if we're not going to get much time on Hazur Sahib, should we just go back home? And I was
Let's
like,
go back to
home. Let's go home.
Yeah, that's in Punjab, yeah.
Home,
Not
Punjab.
UK.
No,
Not UK.
No,
So,
because we looked at all the different routes, right?
yeah, we looked at all the flights and everything was taking the
Not
mick.
much available.
There was getting a taxi, which would have cost us £200.
There were no other flights to Nanded.
So wait, explain what happened to the airline.
Oh yeah, so they were just giving fake excuses. Then like we tried to had a little breakthrough with the employee. Like, look, bro, if you're in our position, we're in Mumbai now. We got no family here. We're just stranded.
Yeah.
And then kind of we spoke to. They tried to just pawn us to say, oh, just speak to our manager. And then Kanavi said, look, this is not acceptable. And then the guy, I think he just told Kanavi, isn't it? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
we're bankrupt.
we're bankrupt for the Chabadi G people who would know.
It's 2 weeks ago happened, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, and then Kanavi's asked. Reports their financial accounts
Emails.
for proof that they
Email,
were
the
bankrupt.
phone numbers that we sent, they used the wrong email just to tell us all this kind
Oh
of
yeah,
stuff.
they did. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
mash thing.
complete
They didn't
shambles.
even contact us
shambles.
that the flight's been cancelled. So then yeah, we're in Mumbai, ready to pretty much go Punjab.
Yeah.
And then one of the things came through with a pretty good idea,
One
and
was-
it worked out as well. There's a flight to
No,
Hyderabad.
One was-
First, the train journey was.
There's a car journey,
There's a
14
car
hours.
journey option.
Train journey was like 2 days.
12 hours as well.
Okay.
Which is also long.
Or there was go to Goa. Which,
So one of the things found a really good.
so let's go Goa.
alternative. He said, lads, there's a flight to go in 2 hours. It's only
Yeah.
1 hour away.
And you know how he sold it?
A few of the things were on board, I think.
You know how he sold it to
Oh,
me?
my God.
I wasn't thinking about, but basically wherever I go, there's gonna be a Gurdwara, right? And he goes to me, there's 3 Gurdwaras there. So he checked how many others. And I go, bro, we've come on a religious holiday. He goes, we can sit on a mountain and say Waheguru.
He goes, don't be quickly check for Gurdwara in Goa.
and then luckily Karvi Singh said we can go to Hyderabad,
Yeah.
which is there's a flight in a few hours.
Yeah,
And then for
worked
Hyderabad there's a 5-6 hour drive, which is what we did. I mean, and again, like we said at the start of this vlog, it's educational in terms of Sikhi Torte. Like we could talk about Sikhi stuff that's educational coming to these Asthans, but also tips for you guys when you're traveling and the things that we've gone through, and that we're human
Don't
beings
make
as
the
well.
mistakes we've made.
Yeah, because even though, look, you could do part, you can do these things, but when these obstacles come, it doesn't mean that your part is not working, like, or with this part saying because you've ended up coming here eventually. You know, you could look at it as a test, or you can just look at it as a learning curve, which we were saying, that learn from our mistakes, which is don't book your tickets too late, which is what we did. We left it all lastminute.com. And then also, you know, don't, like, for me, what I learned from this is that don't book these complicated flights, innit? Like, you know,
We did all individual flights.
individual and, like, you know,
Different airlines.
and, like, just there's so many variables and factors. And in India, if one thing goes wrong, you're pretty much screwed, right? And they're not going to really help you. We got lucky; they tried to help us a bit,
Yeah,
but we didn't need their help. And you things are quite savvy with your technology, right? So that helped, right? But just learn
So
from
how
mistakes.
long did the trip then eventually take? From being a 6-hour journey
It was a 1 hour
Amritsar.
flight.
from Amritsar to Nanded was meant to be 6 hours and 2 flights.
It's probably at least 12 hours.
It's 12 hours. It's 12 hours, isn't it?
12 hours.
Yeah, because
Probably at least. No, probably longer.
More
actually,
than that.
I left
Including the stop-offs.
I left Punjab at
Like 10ish, I think.
6:30 in the morning.
I just think so.
And I got to Nanded here at Hazur about 4:30 in the
4
morning.
a.m.
So 4 a.m. So it took me 10 hours. In total, the whole journey was 10 hours. No,
more.
22 hours.
22, you left at AM, right?
Yeah, 22 hours in
22
total, right?
Mm.
When it should have been like 12 hours basically, innit? And you've been traveling since Thursday, so you like.
That's what I was ready to allow it. I was
Yeah,
like, but
2-3
it
days.
was nice. One of the things did say, he goes, it could be, like you said, a test, isn't it? A test
Yeah.
of how bad do you want to go. But and I guess, I mean, now being here is like, yeah, it's definitely worth it. But at the time, I was like, yo,
Yeah, especially what you're
I'm ready
saying.
to allow it.
Especially what you're saying in the car about, like, you know, not really feeling things at other places.
Yeah.
And I can really empathize because I'm the same, man. Like, I can relate to that. I'm that kind of guy that you can't do say, oh, did you have this magical experience? I'm like, nah, I don't get that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people that are like that as well, right? But honestly, coming to Hazur Sahib, there's definitely things that you see, you think, whoa. Even just India
just
in
the
general.
whole,
Yeah,
the
the atmosphere is very different. So Definitely, and this is Godavari, a very close up view, of it. It's not that neat here, but it's still nice because the water looks so beautiful. Not sure I'd drink it though. But and Godavari we'll talk about later on, but a lot of great Gurmukhs and saints have come in tapasya. They've come into meditation, countless hours. Like, you know, this is all quite built. It looks quite built up, innit? Like, this wasn't like this maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago. It wasn't like this. It was just jungles, just trees everywhere. And Gurus used to come and sit here, or even stand in the water, in the river, and do their meditation. Right, for countless hours. If you watch the podcast on Sant Baba Attar Singh Ji done by Gyani Ji on the channel, they say that Baba Attar Singh Ji spent like 8 days here, I think, innit? Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji as well, right? So, you know, there's so much history behind this river, and linking it back to Mata Sahib Deva Ji as well, that Mata Ji would stay here and serve Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji for so long. They served Guru Sahib Ji, and then eventually Guru Gobind Singh Ji sent them back to Delhi with Gursikhs like Bhai Mani Singh Ji, I think, as well, right? And we'll wrap it up here because I don't want to talk too much in that respect, but like, you got to remember that Mata Ji used to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji every single day. So if Guru Gobind Singh Ji is telling Mata Ji she's got to leave and go to Delhi, how is she gonna eat then? Do you get what I mean, right? So Guru Gobind Singh Ji blessed her with Shastar. If I remember correctly, it's Pan Shastar. They gave Mata Sahib Deva Ji, and I think some of those were Shastar of the 6th Guru, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. I said every single day in the morning, do Prakash, look at these Shastar and Matha take to them. Right? So you know, when you go to the Gurdwara, if you didn't realize this, you Matha take to weapons. Because they're right in front of us. Right? So we actually do Matha take. So someone says like, that's weird. Next time you Matha take, look at what you're Matha taking to. You're not just Matha taking to Guru Granth Sahib, you're actually bowing to the Shastar as well. Right? So it's a lot of interesting stuff, right? There's a really beautiful picture here as well that kind of displays that. Just Matha take quickly as well. So Mataji make the food for Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, right? She made the langar, and then Mataji would thaw that langar to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and do their seva. And there's such a beautiful picture if you look at, right, of Mataji, serving not just their husband but their Guru, right? So there's not much to say, to be honest. So I think it's very inspirational, and for every Sikh, this is what we should be inspired to do, is to serve the Guru, right? Or serve the Sangat in that respect.
So is this the actual spot where?
I'm not sure it's the actual spot. We've got to ask someone, but it's in this. You say this, this area.
I think that's the actual chakki. So that a chakki is what they use to make atta, right?
Yeah. So they would use it to grind the grain, to make the flour, basically. It's really nice, right? Just to have darshan and to be at the place where this happened. Like the story we were talking about earlier about how Mataji would not eat until you serve Guru Sahib Ji. Like actually seeing a picture and being at the place where that happened, it's very profound, very nice to experience, to be honest.
100%.
So yeah.
Langar time now, yeah?
They say when you come to Mataji's town, then you should definitely have langar as well. Like how when you go home and your mom gives you food, right? In the same Sharada, that when you come to Mataji's town, you should eat from your mother's hands, right? Literally, so that's what we're going to do right now.
You look excited to eat.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been such a long day and need some nourishment for all the rest of the farms, right?
You must go to a Tamba. That's right. So, like in the UK, where you wash dishes, we have one sink and we wash everything in there.
Yeah.
In our homes, for example, right? In some Gurukas, you have that now as well, or you have machinery, right? In some of the big ones. But now what you're seeing here is a very old-fashioned way of washing dishes, right? And what it is that if you look over there where Orovi Singh is, you'll take your jute pande over there. That means your food that you just eaten, those dishes that are not clean, you take them there and you'll clean them out. Then you bring them over here, right? So this is where you're gonna put soap on them, sabun, right? So if you just see like Orovi Singh now, we didn't plan this, by the way, which is quite cool. Yeah. So then you put the soap on there, just to make sure it's clean. Make sure you put soap on the outside as well. Yeah. Yeah. Then that's it. So that's all. That's covered in soap now. Then you bring it here, and you'll rinse it basically, right? But this is the thing, right? You don't just rinse it once. Now this water here is almost like soapy water, right? It's soapy because the soap's still on it. Then you bring it to this one, and you wipe them again, right? So using your hands as well. So you make sure you use your hands. Make sure you scrub them as well. Make sure that they're clean, they're shiny. There's no little bits on their left. And there's only 2. Some other Gurudwaras have more. It's like when you've done Seva the Darbar side. How vast is that? The same or is it more?
It's intense. It's
Yeah.
loads more. But hopefully we can have in a future vlog.
Yeah, we could do that. Hopefully we will to the side.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what you do after is that you just put them back with the rest of the pandey, with the rest of the dishes, sorry, where they're ready to be used again. And there's separate sections, right? So the ones at the front, these are where you just put the pandey that's still wet, right? You don't really need to dry them because in India it's so hot. And the way you leave them, the water is going to come off anyway. But it's a complete system, right? So most Gurudwaras just Sevadas that do it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you could do the seva yourself, right? And time flies when you do it as well. So
Time flies when you're having fun.
yeah, doing seva. So basically, that's that. Chika? Let's go.
So now we have just got to Gurdwara, Shikaar Ghaat Sahib.
ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲਾ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ 12 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦਾ ਫਲ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ 1 day into 12
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਚਲੋ ਲਾਲਚੀ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਸੀ
Uncle, I don't like the water is the best part, yeah?
Yeah.
Just keep themselves too good.
ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗਏ ਕਰਤਾਰਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ
ਅਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ
ਇੱਛਾ ਹੈ
Let's go swimming. Let's see what's going on. You know, one thing that's really crazy that people experience when they come to India is how hot the floor is.
Yeah.
Your feet burning.
That's something to show.
The mat's alright, but like on the floor, your feet just get burned.
And what was really nice, we just met someone who recognized the basics, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. So I'm gonna say it straight because you calling me Hankari, but I'm playing this little game in India this time, right? Because but it's crazy to see the reach that basic is having because
yeah it's gonna happen again.
Oh no, we've already met VG already, right? But it's like every single day, like we've come here pretty much every single day. I think 1 or 2 days probably not, but it's like we get recognized by someone new. Right, whether that's in Punjab and now in Nanded, I don't think will happen here. I just got somebody, beautiful Gursikh that we just met that watches the channel as well. Been watching the Sukuni Sahib Gatha as well. So it's crazy to see how big the reach is. I'm going to different countries and people appreciating the seva that Guru said is blessed us to do, right? But anyway, enough about that. Anyway, it was nice though. Like, you're coming to Gurdwara and you meet people that actually watch the channel and stuff in it. So thank you so much. And just for those people that do see us, you can come up to us because I remember funny story when I first met by Retracing, it was at a train station. It was at Paddington, right? So I was on this is the first time I've ever seen them after when I knew them before, but I didn't know them. Like I saw them in it, And then I started watching the channel. So I was at Paddington Station. You know the Heathrow, what's it called? The Heathrow Express in it, and it gets to that, and it comes to platform 12. If anyone's been to Paddington, right? So I'm waiting to go on that train back to Southall Hayes, right? And he's come off that train, and I'm on the train, and he's going to the barriers, and it's like this proper, like, you know, like a Bollywood film, yeah. And it's like he's at the barrier, and I'm looking at, oh, and I'm with my Muslim mate, yeah. So he has no idea what I'm on about. Oh, that's Jagraj Singh, innit? And he's like, bro, who you on about, innit? And I was like, should I go say hi to him, innit? And the train door shut. And then I couldn't say hi. But the point is that when it comes to any of us, for BoS Sikhi, not just myself, but if you want to come and say Fateh, say hi, please do, because we're all right. And I'm quite a funny guy as well, innit?
Oh, really?
Sometimes.
So
Don't lie, I make some good jokes as well.
Have to get out of the shop for this.
But you can see the beautiful sun over here. Some things are having a bit of a dip, having a bit of a swim anyway. But two things, there's a lot of Asthans in India that have sarovars, right? Have these pools where people come and they bathe, right? And they wash away their sins. So it comes in Gurdwara, like Ramdas Sarovar not there. That means that when you go to Ramdas, as in Ramdas Sarovar, which is the Amar Sarovar, also Ramsar Sahib, they actually recited that Bani there as well. What's the Pankti next time? I can't remember now, but it's along the lines that if you bathe in this ocean, in this Sarovar, so if I got that wrong, all your sins are taken away. So even like Kadisan and similar Aroga, that we're actually bathing and reading Gurbani at the same time. We're not just cleaning ourselves physically, but also spiritually as well. So you can come to these sarovars and you can do it foolish, where you, you remove most of your clothes, right? Still keep that decency, and then you bathe in the sarovar and you read Gurbani, or you could do Panjishnan, right?
Do you want to show us how to do Panjishnan quickly?
Might as well then. So
because not many people
this
know.
This is the first sarovar I've been to so far in India. So
really?
we've been in India for 2 weeks. And,
I've been to Sarovar.
Which one you went to Amritsar, didn't you?
Right?
Or when he skanked me, I went in his own, right? So, Panjishnan, very simply, you wash your feet, you wash your hands, you wash your face, right? Very, very simply, right? So, you start with the feet, anyway, feet's probably the easiest one because you're just going to step into the sarovar anyway. I'll just put my Hazuria. Be careful as well, some of these are very slippery. I nearly slipped in this one last time, you know that?
This one,
Yeah. Then just wash your hands a few times as well. Then you wash your face 5 times in the sarovar as well.
And I've seen Gursikhs also put in their hair as well.
Yeah. So there's more to that. You can even wash the back of your neck. You can you put in your case 5 times as well. So there's more, but I just think very simply, if you just do very simple Panjishnan, you can do those, and then you can also drink the Amrit Jal as well.
So we just saw something funny, right?
Yeah, it's quite cool at the same time, isn't it? What do you think of all these things?
Is it meant to be a rabbit, yeah?
It's a rabbit, yeah.
It's a rabbit.
That's got his hands together. Is it like a namaskar?
And there's a bow and arrow pointing towards it.
You see the blood. Is that blood or like a heart?
Yeah, that's blood.
You think it's a
I
heart?
think it's a heart. Oh.
No, I think it's blood actually.
Or maybe he's both. He's been pierced
In the heart.
with love.
So there's a reason for that, of course, right? So this Guru card is called Shikaar Ghaat Sahib. So Shikaar means to hunt, very simply, right? So it's to do with someone called Mula Khatri. So he was a Sikh of Guru Nanded Maharaj. And what happened was that you can actually watch all these videos on our channel about Bhai Singh. He's done a whole tour of Hazur Sahib.
Yeah.
What happened very simply was that he turned his back on the Guru Nanded Ji. And what happened was that the reason, how do you say it? Like as in, because of that, the consequence was that he came back in the 84 lakh June, right? He came back in the life cycle, because it comes in Gurbani as well. Ke je ko gurte ve ko hove, mene sat guru mukt na paave, paave ko puchhe hobe be kiya jaye, right? It's that person can never get mukti. Puchhe hobe be kiya jaye. Anek juni parama aave, mene sat guru mukt na paave. We've been on a holiday for 2 weeks and I can't even do any punkti anymore. That's what happens when I go abroad. But thanks for helping me out there. So Anega Juni Parama Ave, that in many life forms, they wander around in doubt. So he came back as a Kargosh. Kargosh is a rabbit, right? And he was told that he'll get mukti when Guru Nanded Ji comes back in their 10th form as Guru Gobind Singh Ji. So when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji was out with the Gursikhs, Maharaj Ji saw this rabbit, and then they hunted it and they basically killed the rabbit.
Shot it with an arrow.
Shot it with an arrow, as you can see in that lovely display on top of this Asthaan. And auto. Bad memories of the auto, right? Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that. Right, £3.50 down. But what happened was that Guru Sahib Ji then shot the rabbit and killed the rabbit, and everyone got shocked. Like, why did Guru Sahib Ji do that for, right? Kill a rabbit. But there was a card and there was a reason that when Guru Sahib Ji fired that arrow for the rabbit, they liberated the rabbit. So Mula Khatri, he was actually liberated at that time as well, right? So like, obviously for us, you know, pulling on the heartstrings, hopefully Guru Sahib Ji can fire the arrow through us.
Wow.
Of Prem. No, honestly, at the same time, it comes to Gurbani. Har Prem Bani Mana Maria, Aniyale Aniya Ram Raji. Har Prem Bani Mana Maria. That they fire the arrow of the Guru's Bani, which is of Prem. Aniyale Ram Raji. Aniyale is a type of arrow, if I remember correctly. It's like, you know when you get arrow, it's like pointy in it. And it goes through someone, you can pull it out. These kind of arrows, they're pointy, but then so it goes up there, but it comes back down and it goes up like that. So it's got a hook in it. So if you put it into someone, the only way to pull it, to get it out, is to go straight through. You get it? You can't pull it back out. You're gonna pull organs and stuff, right? Same with the Guru's arrow. That once it goes through, the metaphorical arrow here of Prem, that once you get struck by that arrow, then that love will always stay, basically, of the Guru, right? So this is Shikaar Ghaat Sahib. So Ankar Singh, can you see him? He's got some drinks for the journey.
That's what he's good for, food and drinks.
So now we're gonna move on. Got Limca,
that looks good.
right? Limca. I'll stick up my spy in the car, which is probably really hot now.
I think
Don't my feet are burning.
Wait, just one more second. What do you want to say?
that inside, I think gonna be probably good anyway. But there's a sarup of it, like, you know, you think he's been liberated. Mula Khatri got liberated.
Yeah.
So you see the rabbit's been shot, or and then like, there's a body coming out.
Okay.
Like the Atma.
Did you record that?
Yeah.
We'll get a picture.
Okay then, that's fine. Chalo, let's get back in the car. Taxi driver's waiting. He probably thought this would be a quick journey today. Taking ages.
You both did the same thing.
I was laughing at you as well.
Is that a video?
Prashad is nice, isn't it? You get from the Gurkhas as well. You get the Kara Prashad, which is like the dessert. Because it's like a dessert, innit? Of respect, innit?
Pudding.
Pudding, that's the word, right? But then the Sukha Prashad that you get like the mishri. Don't know what you call mishri in English.
Watch your step here.
Sugar cubes. Someone got slipped on the way down. So we just come from Sangat Sahib now. This actually links to one of the first Asthans we went to, the Maltekri Sahib. So Maltekri Sahib that we mentioned earlier was a place where there was Mal means Khajana, Tekri means a high place. So that's where Guru Sahib Ji kept their treasure, basically, right? It was from that time of Guru Nanded Ji was there, hidden underground, so you have to dig it up. So when Guru Sahib Ji actually came to Nanded for the first time, what I forgot to mention earlier was that, you know, Heera Ghaat Sahib, where the store Bahadur Shah and the jewel, that's the first place Guru Sahib Ji came to when they came to Nanded. That's the first place they stopped off at, and they actually came here afterwards. And the soldiers that come with Guru Sahib Ji, they actually wanted their salary, they'd done car, and some of those also wanted to go back to, oh, it's so hot. Oh. Let's come on.
Floor's burning.
Oh,
the floor is lava.
the floor is lava. Yeah, so...
So is that because all the battles had been fought at this point? So this is, Jung time was over now?
I don't know that specifically. All I know is that Guru Sahib Ji moved to Nanded, because there's still battles that happen afterwards, and they try to assassinate Guru Sahib as well. So it's not to say that, obviously you can say a bit more peace, there's a bit more peace now this time, innit? Aurangzeb has passed away, he's died, and then Bahadur Shah, so you can say, you know, it was a time when there was, you know, there wasn't really battles going on, the Guru wasn't fighting any, right? At that time. So what happened then? But still, like, people like Wazir Khan was still around, so they were going to send like Banda Singh Bahadur to go and, you know, give them saza, go and punish them. What happens is some of the soldiers said to Guru Sahib that we need to be paid in it. And Guru Sahib then said to Bhaag and Bhaag Talib Singh, the two of the bunch behind it, they said, okay, go to Maltekri side and why go so far for?
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to come closer to him and he's walking away from me. You go to Maltekri side and then they start digging out all the wealth, and what they do is they put in chariots and etc.
Bro, I thought we were doing the walking thing, innit?
No, I'm not walking.
Okay,
though.
come on. Yeah, come on.
Just stay here.
Alright. Yo, it's on a funny wide lens.
I'll
this
do it,
way.
I'll do it, I'll do it.
Oh, go on.
So what happens is they go to Maltekri. So Guru said he sends by Singh back to Maltekri Sahib. The first place, one of the first places that we visited, probably the first place actually we visited. And then they dig up the wealth, and then they put it in chariots, and they bring it to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And you know, like how you may give out, on a car, you may give out like you know, money, your salary to people, right? You may count the money. What Guru said he did was that they got a doll, which you took a picture of that video.
Yeah.
They took a shield, and they take that shield and they put it into the wealth and just one day like that. So they're giving out just wealth, so much wealth, not just to the Sikh soldiers, the Guru soldiers, but also to Bahadur Shah soldiers as well. Right? So they gave out a lot of wealth.
Interesting.
At that time, right? And then again back to Maltekri side, they're saying that in the future there's still this wealth, and when the Khalsa Panth grows, that they can go there and that wealth will manifest, and the Gursikhs will use that to continue their seva, Langardi seva, whatever seva is based, the service. So that's this Asthaan links to Maltekri side, basically, yeah.
And on the spider and his longer. You're going only forward now.
Are you gonna like take it off? Or you just gonna don't kill it though.
That's what I'm saying.
This is gonna be a cow if you kill it. Do something, right?
Make him move, isn't it? Let's go.
There you go.
It looked poisonous as well, is that greens?
Was it?
Spider-Man bandit, I think.
Well, you just took away that opportunity. I just had that on it. So now we're gonna make our way to a few of the stars that are close to Sachkhand. That'll probably be the end of this trip for today, right? It's been a long day, man. We've actually met a lot of Sangat on the way, like we mentioned earlier as well. So a lot of stops, especially because you know people can tell from outside, innit?
Yeah.
You have to talk.
I think it's the duffel bag.
You think it's just me, or
And
you?
it's on guard swag, isn't it? They're very bad.
There you go. So we keep getting stopped, especially on guard. So a lot of people come up to him, thinking he's a Maharaja, innit? Asking him questions and stuff. So yeah. But
So on to the next place then.
Next place, let's go.
First time I say I properly have come to Hazur Sahib. So we came once many years ago with school.
Yeah.
However, we were here just for a few hours in the night.
So you came on a school trip to Hazur Sahib
Mind you, because we went
from
to
the UK.
Yeah, we went to Gurdwara school in Hayes.
Okay.
We came on a school trip. We were only here for a few hours at night, and I don't think I got the full experience, but staying here for the past few days, I've got to experience everything.
It's crazy how you came just for the night. You travelled that far. And then when did you go after that? You went back to UK?
Yeah, no, basically our travel was actually quite intense as well, more intense than our travel here.
Yeah.
So we had a 36-hour minibus,
Okay.
so that's why we came so late at night.
36-hour minibus. That's crazy, man.
So should we go?
Yeah, so we might as well go inside then and we can just have a look at the stuff. Again, like I mentioned before, these videos are already done on the Basics channel, the tour. So we're not going to talk too much about it.
About the
in that
history.
respect, about the history and stuff like that. But it's still nice to come and see anyway.
It's so beautiful whenever we walk in the first time and you see Sachkhand.
There's many gates as well, so this is like the main gate. I think this is gate number 1.
Yeah.
This is gate 1. And what's different about this, so this is a Takht Sahib, right? So we have Panch Takht Sahibs generally, right, that we talk about here in the Ardas, right? One is Takht Hazur Sahib, one is Takht Gursikh Sahib. That's basically a Nampur Sahib, for those who don't know basically. You got Takht Harmandir Ji as well, Sri Patna Sahib. Then you've got Takht Sahib. And then finally you've got Takht, what's the last one?
Darbar
Darbar Sahib, Akal Takht
Sahib, yeah.
Akal Takht Sahib, right? So those are the Panch Takhts. So this is one of the
And
5
they
pillars
say
you
that
could say.
Sikhs should, in one time in their life, do darshan of all 5, right? At least once.
I've not heard that. I know they say for Hazur Sahib, but they don't say that really. That's not really something that's like prachalit, like I've heard a lot.
Yeah.
Unless I just don't know. I'm limited my knowledge. But
Have you heard that on guard?
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember my grandparents when we were younger were telling me these things.
Yeah.
There you go.
same.
So it's probably like that's because I've not had that with my grandparents, right?
It's probably like an oral tradition thing.
Yeah, and it's actually written on that board over there, right?
Yeah.
It says that before the age of like 50 or 60, you should come to Hazur Sahib.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it says that as well. So I know definitely for Hazur Sahib, that is definitely the case, innit?
Yeah.
Basically, innit? So just some cool facts about Hazur Sahib, especially Sachkhand. Is that you see this building in front of us? This building in Sachkhand. Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaji is Prakash in there, and also Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani. But that's actually where Guru Gobind Singh Ji left their physical body. Right, so then in 1708, where Guru Sahib Ji went into a tent, and then there was a big funeral pyre, and a big fire was lit, and Guru Sahib Ji went into the fire. That's this exact place right now. You can see 2 Nishan sides as well. This Nishan side on the left is where Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave the Guru Gaddi, the Guruship to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is amazing, right? To think about. Right, Guru Granth Sahib Ji being given the Guru Gaddi here.
It's quite amazing actually when you told me that for the first time.
Yeah.
When we first came here, because we've seen photos of Hazur Sahib for all our lives, and we haven't really questioned why are the Nishan Sahib placed in 2 certain places like that.
It looks a bit random to
It
the
does look
random
random.
person, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
And what's cool is that then there's more of a reason to go to the Nishan side. So we were talking about this, Rohan Singh mentioned it earlier, who you've seen in other parts of the vlog as well. Like Rohan Singh was like, in England, we don't go Matha Tek to Nishan Sahibs. People do.
Yeah.
I used to do it before, then I just one time just stopped. I think during Corona I stopped. After Corona, I just got like this in Nishan Sahib.
Yeah.
It's not a common thing there, right?
It's not a common thing in the UK. Even things like touching the floor and taking the dust, we do it here and there.
But I also feel like coming to places like Nanded and Punjab, that we get to learn some of these traditions that maybe we are forgetting in the Western world, like
100%.
like getting Charantur from the floor.
Yeah.
In Western culture, that's nowhere to be found. But
Yeah.
coming here, we get more.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
the Sangat as they enter.
And obviously there's a deep essence to it, because through the Charanturi, for the dust of the saints' feet, we yearn for it all the time, innit? Like it comes at the end of the nighttime prayer, right? Nanak das hai sukh mange moko kar sandan ki ture. We want the dust of the saints' feet, basically, right? So definitely touching the floor, taking the dust, very important. Things that traditions that our parents or grandparents have done, and people in India do, but in UK we don't see as much. It may not be seen as people might think it's a bit disgusting, to be honest with you. I remember once I talked about the holiness of feet, and someone just gave me this weird look, like why would you worship the feet? But then the same people on the Nishan side, they're like, it's not just a flagpole, innit? Yeah. We don't call it a Nishan or Nishani, we call it Nishan Sahib, right? So even in the name we say Sahib, right? So it's a form of respect. So again, Guru Gaddi, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaji, Nishan Sahib, and then you see that Nishan Sahib over there, that one as well. That's when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaji went into the tent. They say they left. There's different accounts. One account is that Guru Sahib Ji tied their horse up there, the Nila Kora, right? And then Guru Sahib Ji went inside to the funeral pyre. And what's really cool is that when Guru Sahib Ji went into the chikka, into the funeral pyre, they say that they couldn't find their body. The ashes. When somebody is cremated, you find the haddi of the bone still. Especially if anyone's seen you ever seen a funeral in India before?
I think Gursikh Singh experienced.
Yeah,
maybe I can take
quite recently. Yeah,
Like 2 weeks ago, innit?
yeah, like two weeks ago. Like my Nani Ji's older sister basically passed away, and it was my first ever experience of like a sanskar in India. But I felt it's quite amazing how the community, the Pindwale, all get together as well. And
The villagers
get together and they support the family. And like everything's taken care of, like the wood, the langar for the day. And it's literally like the next day the sanskar happens, so where they burn the body basically happens straight away, like within 24 hours. So there's no like waiting around like in Western countries where you wait like up to 10 days sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's because of the process. You have like the food,
It's logistical as well,
Logistical
about
as well.
freezing the body.
freezing the body.
Yeah.
You do get that here though,
yeah.
because I actually went to funerals as well, but I didn't go to that part. I just went to the full beginning of the prayer, the end of the prayer, and they kept the body for like 7 days because the close family was abroad.
Oh wow.
So even when my Big BG passed in India, they did the same thing. They kept it for 2-3 days, the body. But the point is that when Guru Gobind Singh Ji went to the funeral pyre, they didn't find nothing. They only found the ash of the wood, and they found this little sword, little knife called a gard, right? Which you can have darshan of when they do Shastra darshan here at this Asthaan.
We've got a clip of it, I think.
Yeah, hopefully we will add it into the
Added
video.
to this clip
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So
definitely.
they have the other swords they show here as well in Sachkhand. So this is where Guru Gobind Singh Ji left their body, and we're going to go to a few other Guru Ghards like Nagina Ghat and a few of ones that are just over on the other side. Hanji? Banda Ghat. There's 2 Guru Ghards over there, and we're going to go and see. There's a tahas for how Guru Sahib Ji, history, how Guru Sahib Ji fired an arrow and it landed over here as well. So we go for that after as well. But we can show these all like a lot of B-roll of what happens inside. And today inside, we can't go in there and record, by the way. We'll probably get told
We'll
off.
try and do a little few clips.
Bit cheeky.
Yeah.
But inside you have the actual we do Parikarma, then you have a such kind another building within a building, and that's where it has it has the Guru Granth Sahib Ji Swaroops, Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji Swaroops, and then also it has Shastra, lots of weapons.
Yeah.
Which are like from Puratan, like old Gursikhs or Guru Sahib Shastras.
And then the Jathedar, who is like, how is it Jathedar in English?
The cardinal
Yeah, I don't know. It's
cardinal
English.
priest.
Yeah, or you call them a Pujari Singh as well. That's another name that's given to them. Baba Kulwant Singh Ji has that seva now. A seva that started from Guru Sahib's time. They all do that seva. And only they can go into that Sachkhand. Of course, today the Baba Ram Singh Ji can also do that seva, who's another Gursikh. But generally, it's only been one person who's given that seva.
Throughout history.
And nobody else can go in there.
I just wanted to ask, so yesterday when we had darshan of the Shastra and Jathedar Ji opened the Sachkhand doors,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just me, but did anyone feel like this wave of energy?
Definitely. I think that's the difference of Hazur Sahib. Right? Like even Rohanveer Singh can vouch for this as well. Like the power in Hazur Sahib is like next level. What you feel, what you experience, is that you have to come yourself.
100%. Like
see it.
as I was saying, like it's not my first time here, but probably my first experience here. But for Rohanveer, it is your first time here, isn't it?
Yeah, first time here. But I don't even think there's a point in putting it. I mean, there's not much I can say about it. It's only if you come here, no? And I wish, while I was here, I was thinking, I wish I could come in with my brother, get my friends to come as well, because to appreciate this, you can only appreciate it if you're here. Even now, just standing here looking at Takht Sahib and that, I just want to make sure you remember it, appreciate it, because we're leaving tomorrow.
Because you know, like
That's amazing.
Harmandir Sahib, like you go to Golden Temple Harmandir Sahib, it's hard to get space. It's hard to matha take, and it's a main Asthaan, but so is Hazur Sahib. It's a main Asthaan as well. But here you can actually go matha take every day. You're very likely to get a space inside and sit down and listen to Kirtan.
We've been lucky enough to get space inside for all of the Devans that we've been to.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so
That's what I mean. So,
great.
so you get that same experience of going to like Harmandir Sahib. Of course, I'm not trying to say one is higher than the other, but these are like our takhts, right? These are like our main asthans, you could say, right? Where people would, definitely try and go to because there's a lot of history here, right? And like people might say, why do you need to go to these places for? But it's like if you look in Gurbani, Guru Sahib says in Asa Kiwar, Jithe Jai Behe Mera Sat Guru Sultan Sohava Ram Raje. Wherever my Guru goes, that place where my Guru places their feet or that my Guru sits, that Than, that place is Sohava, it's beautiful. Right, so like just imagine this, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's feet walked on this dharti. You got what I mean? Like Guru Gobind, their charan walked here, and we're getting to walk in that same land where the Guru's feet walked, right? And one last story I tell that I love telling is when Guru Gobind Singh Ji was going into that tent for the last time by Dharam Singh Ji, who's one of the Panch Pyare. They saw Guru Gobind Singh Ji and they thought, this is the last time I'm going to see the Guru, and that's when they thought, what can I do in it? If it's the last time you see the Guru, what would you guys do? What would you guys do? If it's the last time you're going to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Huh?
Takht Sahib.
Yes, because you know the answer. What would you do on Gurdwara?
I'll probably say the same.
Yeah,
I want to
you-
look at them for as long as I can.
There you go, right? So Bhai Taram Singh Ji tried to grab Guru Gobind Singh's feet at that time. And when they went to literally like jumped in the Guru's feet and they went to put their hands in their feet, what do you think happened when they tried to? You know it, so don't say nothing.
I also know it, but
Yeah. This is a problem coming to Katha, isn't it? So their hands went straight through the Guru's feet, right? And then Guru Sahib Ji, you know, was teaching us all a lesson through Bhai Taram Singh Ji. That was the reason, I believe, is that they're not, Guru Sahib Ji is not the body. They're way more beyond the body. They're the Shabad. And that's where the famous lines, Agya Paya Kal Ki Tabi Chilaya Panthe, Sab Sikh Ko Hukum Hai Guru Mano Granthe. That the Guru gave this hukum from Vaheguru Ji, Sab Sikh Ko Hukum Hai, that all Sikhs have this one order, Guru Mano Granth. And they said that here, Hazur Sahib. They said it themselves. Right? So people say that, you know, it was written by Gyani Gyan Singh afterwards. It was. But if you read the diary of Bhai Heera Singh, who is the diary writer of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, who stayed here as well, they write it in their own Gohaj Poti is called, these lines as well. So these were actually said by Satguru Ji, that Guru Manyo Granth. Padagat Gura ki deh, this is my body, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. And this is where Guru Granth Sahib Ji was given the Guru Gaddi as well, right?
And in that ceremony, is it true, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they did in Namaskar, they bowed down?
Yeah, they bow to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Of course, they like when any Guru passed on the Guruship, they always bow to the next Guru 3 times. Right? So Guru Gobind Singh Ji did parikrama, they walked around Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji 3 times and they muthatik to them. They said that now you are the Guru. Or formally, they're always the Guru, right? Bani Guru, Guru hai, Bani the Guru. The Bani, the words are always the Guru. But now you could just say formally, if you want to say that, right? But they're always the Guru, right? So what can you say? So definitely take the Sangat inside, have darshan, it's beautiful. But again, you only know if you come yourself. Should you go to Mata Park or this time? Is there anything else you want to say?
yeah, definitely it's fine. I also wanted to say maybe later on we can come back at night and show some clips of night, because at night time the routines are all different throughout the day, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
At night the cut.
It's a different vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe we can talk about it at night, like when are they singers or drum players?
Or the
Outside.
Yeah, the
Do
trumpet.
you know who they are?
No.
If I remember correctly, it's like a lineage as well.
Yeah.
Going back to Guru Sahib time when they play instruments. Because last time I came, I got a bit annoyed. I was like, I'm trying to enjoy the part, and you man's like playing your instruments. But apparently it's something that's been going for many years so no one says nothing to them because it's like a tradition, innit?
Yeah, from what I heard, it was a tradition where these people would come to the courts of kings.
Yeah.
And they'd play these instruments. And who's a higher king than
There you go.
he's sitting inside?
100%. So definitely come back later on. Even like the Retracing side, which is different, the evening prayer, right? Because when you do Retracing side, we normally go there, it's just you sit there, you listen, they read. But what's different here? What did you guys see last time?
Definitely, we use
Interactive,
the interaction. Yeah.
It's the interactive part, isn't it?
Vibey.
Because what they're doing is that after certain shabads, so Retracing side is split up by many different shabads, right? Shabads means prayers that are allocated in different parts of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or Dasam Guru Granth Sahib, Chaupai Sahib is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani. And at certain stages they say Fateh. So in the middle of, before Saw Pura Cafe, they go right. The
first the Sangat does it.
The Sangat will say, no, do they?
Yeah.
Sangat first. Okay.
Have you heard the history of why that happens and the tradition?
Hanji. So the Sangat say first.
Yeah.
Then Bhai Sahib Ji, Bhakti Singh says it afterwards.
even
Right?
I
them-
don't think we've said what they say.
Even them, the Granthi Singh,
Yeah.
he's a lineage, right? It's a
Hanji,
lineage
Hanji. So
system.
the Bhakti Singh, the Gurmukh who does
The
the
Retracing
seva,
Singh.
the Retracing Singh, that's what they're called. They trace back to Guru Gobind Singh's time. I think it's to their father, Guru Tegh Bahadur's time, that they used to do Retracing Sahib to Guru Sahib Ji. So one thing about Hazur Sahib is that what you're seeing here goes back 300 years ago, 300 plus years ago.
And they preserved that,
They
right?
preserve that, definitely, and they're very good
You
at
can
doing that.
definitely feel that preservation of tradition.
Hanji.
And one thing that's very, very, I think, very touching is the faith of the people here.
Yeah.
And it's very, very contagious as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is that I remember the first time I came to Hazur, I was warned don't mess around. Of course I don't. If you do these things are they're on it.
Yeah.
Right? And they'll tell you off, you get put in your place in it. and they're definitely like that, but at the same time, very
Premi, hai na?
very premi. They got a lot of pyar.
Yeah.
Right, so that won't happen as long as you come in with love and respect. That like you should at any.
If you have
religious place.
innocent love, huh?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
What's that punkti that?
Pola pao, golden malave. That for your innocent love, you meet Vai Guruji. But just to answer your question from earlier, so during Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, Sangat the common of darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, right? In what today is the Sachkhand, but then however Guru Sahib was sitting on their throne, and people would not everyone would come at the same time. You get people come. People had different sevava that they're doing, different service that they're doing, right? Koryandi seva, look after horses. So not everybody could come and see the Guru. When they see the Guru, the first thing we do is say Fateh. Wahi Guruji ka khasa, Wahi Guruji ki Fateh. Like we should do our Sikh brothers and sisters. So they weren't able to do that. And if they did that, it would interrupt the evening prayer at Heera Sahib. So what happened then was that they made this kind of maryada, this discipline.
I think the Sikhs did Benti to Maharaj, huh?
I'm not sure, maybe they did Benti or not, but all that happened then was that Guru Sahib Ji, they probably did, where they said that at certain parts in the prayer of Heera Sahib, when Sangat come in, when they finish a Shabad, then you can say your Fateh, then you can sit down, right? So that still happens today. And you may say, why is it happening today? Why not? Because Guru Gobind Singh Ji is Guru Ghaat Sahib, right? So that's still carrying on today. The one who does the seva, the Retracing Singh, same lineage. So he learnt it from his father, and then so on, right? So there's so many things that we could talk about when it comes to this. But again, the aim of this podcast wasn't to vlog was not to make
Podcast mode, yeah?
The podcast wasn't to make it too factual. But you need to come here and experience it yourself. Another small thing to chuck in as well is that there used to be a tree here as well, right? I don't know where it was somewhere around here, and it links to Yani Amarjit Singh Ji. So as you've probably seen from our podcast that we make, we talk about Nahang Santhya, and your podcast talk about Santhya a lot as well, right? So these Gursikhs are the ones that taught us, right? So Gyani Amarjit Singh Ji they taught our teacher's teacher, who's known as Pai or Gyani Jatinder Singh Ji, and then Gyani Jeempal Singh Ji learned from them, and then we're learning all from them basically. But just a small story of that is that Gyani Amarjit Singh Ji, they used to be the head Kathakar here at Sri Hazur Sahib for about 25 years, I think it was. They did seva here, so Katha, given the discourse of Guru Ghaat Sahib Maharaj. And what happened was that Gyani Ji passed away in 2012, I think it was. Gyani Ji passed away. No, sorry, 2016. Gyani Ji passed away. It was only about 5-6 years ago. And there was a tree here. So if I remember correctly, what happens is when Gyani Ji used to do Katha, they would take, like, people give them, a saropa, they would give them some fal, some fruit or something, and Gyani Ji they would give it to the tree.
Like the hard,
right? So they'd offer it to the tree.
A garland of flowers.
A garland of flowers. And so it was their love that they had with, like you can say, Mother Nature, with that tree specifically. Very strong tree, rooted very deeply. And they say that when Gyani Ji passed away, they were in Punjab at the time. They had seva there for the day. They had a car crash, and unfortunately they passed away. But they say when that happened, on this day in Hazur Sahib, the weather had changed. Right, so the weather changed. It was a very dull day, a miserable day. But also that tree that was planted there, it uprooted itself. Right, so when at the same time that Gyani Ji had passed away, so the effect that great Gursikh had on the dharti, on the land, on that tree, but the connection. Do you get what I mean? That's the thing. At these places, you have a deeper connection. Who knows? You might have been in a previous life. Never know, right? Or different Asthaan, right? Because they say, I don't know if you guys hear this stuff. Like, if you're born in the Guru's home, if you got seva, or you're very blessed, it's probably not the first time you've been in the Guru's home. So you've been blessed with Amrit Didat, right? Who knows how many lives you had in the Guru's home, right? How many times you've maybe served the Guru or served the Sangat, right? So who knows what our connection is to maybe Hazur Sahib or different Asthans in India or around the world, right?
And there's so many stories like this of Gursikhs here, Mahapurush here, and especially Hazur Sahib. We covered it in the Baba Singh Ji podcast.
Yeah.
And Sant Guru Singh Ji's podcast, right?
Definitely.
So there's so much we can talk about, and hopefully in the next few vlogs we'll go into a bit more, right?
Should we go and look at Mata Parkoji's Asthaan as well?
Yeah, that's
Bhai Parkoji is another name for them as well. So now this Asthaan over here, we can't go too close because the
Devan's going on.
it's too loud, isn't it? So you might not hear us clearly. But we've got a lot of B-roll of inside anyway. So this Asthaan is got many different. It's got so much history to it, right? It's Mata Pagoji's Tap Asthaan, which means that my Pagoji actually came and did a lot of meditation. By there, by Dharam Singh Ji also, it's the Angita Sahib where they basically left their body, right? So there's actually a Sarup, a Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji scripture in there. Trying to say in English is a bit difficult. Which is about 325 years old, and it was actually written by Daya Singh Ji, by Dharam Singh Ji. So you can see some of those
The actual Panch Pyare.
actual Panch Pyare from 1699, the first two that stood up, and they did the save of that Sarup. They wrote that Sarup of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, and they served here for 8 years. Right, for 8 years they stayed here, and they say that by Daya Singh Ji first passed away, then a few months later, by Dharam Singh Ji passed away as well at this Asthaan here basically. So it's really cool, and then you see Maltekri's guns are in there as well, right?
Yeah, they're all her shastar and guns. And the guns are like massive, like literally double our height.
Yeah, so you can imagine that
The muskets, you know?
how strong my Pagoji would have been,
I
right?
think those were used as like snipers.
Yeah.
So like you would be proning on the floor,
Hanji.
and you'd have like it.
It must have taken a bit of time to reload the
And it'd be like a long range. thing.
I heard it was like mini cannons. Like you have to light it. Even at the small banduka, they used to have the small guns at battles and stuff. You have to light them and fire them. And then even here for this, so these two Asthans are separate. These two buildings, as in like it's not owned by Takht Sahib. So even the Gurmukh in there who does the seva, their name is Bhai Harpreet Singh. Again, his family, his lineage has been doing the seva for many generations. Since that time as well, right? So again, that's what you see about Hazur Sahib. It traces back.
There's so many like lineages, and it's amazing.
And he gives you like a tour inside. He'll tell you all the history. He'll show you, give you darshan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, that 325-year-old Sarup. So it's really cool. Aad Dasam Sablo Prakash in there as well. So definitely check it out. This is right next to each other as well.
And we'll be adding this next in the video.
What?
All the clips.
No, we'll put it on top.
We'll put it on top.
Oh, okay.
Of the video. And just the last thing is, if you just look around this whole complex, you can see the whole complex basically, right? And these are rooms where people can stay in. So we're actually staying in one of these rooms as well. So you can actually stay in the Parikrama. If you went to Harmandir Sahib, you need to have connections to stay there.
I think only Singh Sahibs and like the Ragis.
Yeah, mainly, but I know people that have stayed there as well, like Sangat. So you got good connections to stay like Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple, right? But here, as long as it's not busy, you can easily get a room in, right? It's a 2 double beds, ensuite. I'm not saying it's a 5-star hotel, but it's great. It's perfect.
It's good for India standards.
It's good for India standards. Very good, very clean, and you can hear everything when you're sleeping as well.
And honestly, when you're here, you don't want to spend any time in a room.
No. We only slept for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours max, if that, last night. And that's off. You'd been trying for 2 days as well, not sleeping much. The day before we slept like 4 hours or something. So
one thing I've noticed though, in India, you don't sleep as much.
yeah,
Especially when you're doing like yatra, or if you're with Sangat as well, that makes a big difference.
yeah, it gives you more energy, right? So go to a Sikh camp, you just have way more energy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the two Asthans here. There's so much that we could talk to you about this Asthaan, but we'll leave it there. Looks like Romi seems went inside that darshan. He's like, don't put me on camera. Should we go to the other Asthans as well?
Yeah.
We'll show you guys the walk. So every morning here at 1:45, they take a water picture from this Asthaan all the way down to Godavari, which is a river. It's about a 10-minute walk. So imagine this, yeah? At 1:45 in the morning, everybody's standing outside this building and they walk 10-15 minutes barefoot in India. Even though they sweep the roads in the morning to a river, and then at that river there's a boli. A boli is like a well which has stairs in it, and they go to the bottom, they collect water, and then in that water back here there's another boli here as well, a well, and they collect water from there and they take that inside Sachkhand and they use it to do seva of washing the shastar, and I think maybe also Sachkhand as well.
Yeah.
So they do that every morning, and the Sangat goes It takes about
So that's a tradition that's been going on from the start, right?
start again from Guru Sahib's time.
I remember you were saying even Baba Nand Singh Ji.
I remember quickly Baba Nand Singh Ji, Nanak Sar, Mahapurush, they even used to do the seva as well.
But imagine even that, carrying that pitcher of water, quite heavy for like all that distance. It's quite a big seva.
And it's every single day.
Every day, yeah.
1:45 in the morning. The sun goes as well every morning. And then they all do
Gurdwara job as well.
It's mainly just Gurbani, it's good Satana Vaiguru, and also like Vaiguru job. So you all got to sit there on the floor, complete silence. It's amazing. And then you got the Hazur Sahib's quite hot, right? But at that time there's a nice cool breeze coming from the river, so it's beautiful. So hopefully we can show you that in the morning.
And on the way we'll
some
show
of that.
Langar Sahib as well.
Yeah, and the walk.
They do really nice simran there in the mornings.
Yeah, from 4 to 6. So you can literally wake up at 1 o'clock.
There's a lot of cardio here, innit? Everything's moving. Like even the simran is all you walking around.
Cardio? Like these exercises or something.
But, the Sikhi here is all fluid, you know? It's all like you're involved and you're moving and stuff.
I think that's one thing about this as well. You've said it before, the interactiveness.
It's very interactive.
Yeah.
You really feel involved. You feel part of it.
So you'll sit down there for 1 hour, and then they make you walk for the other hour. And actually this morning when I went, the saint there, Baba Balwinder Singh Ji, they were talking about it, that we should sit as much as we can and meditate as much as we can. And they go, when you feel tired, then stand up and walk and carry on. And he said a minimum of 1 hour, right? So he said, Chonkara Marke, which means cross your legs all the time. He said, Haath jod ke, when you're praying, always keep your hands together. And he said, Man jod ke, always keep your mind focused. And if you do that, you'll control your thoughts, you'll remove all of your anxieties and all your worries and all your obstacles will be taken away, right? And that's a saint who doesn't sleep and does seva and simran 24/7, right? So you can meet such amazing people here.
We'll show a clip of the simran as well.
Hanji, that'd be nice. That means you gotta come in the morning then.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to stay here in the morning, innit?
Chalo, we'll show you.
He said it now, so he's got to do it here. I'm not gonna do it. I'm too scared to. So yeah, I think the safest here. I can't think of anything else. But
that's it. So thanks for watching.
you ended the video or something. Chalo, should we go then to Asthaan?
Let's go to the next part.
Good spot.
Where are you going to?
Well, wait for them to come from this.
Someone who might have a sewing machine.
Okay, Rohan went out to see him there. What are we doing now, Karveer?
So we're feeding me a package. We were thinking let's go and get some fresh juice and fruit. So there's this really good shop down here which has like any combination of juice you want basically. So we're gonna go there.
We went there yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Yesterday, what do you have? What was it called?
We had the mango mustan
Oh yeah.
and like fresh papaya and also watermelon.
I might try something different today.
Yeah, let's try. This is like the marketplace outside Sachkhand, Hazur Sahib. So like the main road that goes towards the Gurdwara. There's loads of different like shops, Sikh shops, kirpans, jatare, whatever you want basically, you can find it here. How's the fruit?
Really nice. I don't like papaya though.
It's really fresh.
So Bandar Singh Mahadir, same thing. That was his job.
That was his purpose.
There you go. That was his purpose, right? So now it's for all of us to find our purpose. So go out there and find your purpose, right?
Wow.